up all night, sleep all day.
That's good stuff. Here we go. Good evening and welcome back to all of the Jacket Nation as our Swarmcast returns to your living room or your bedroom or your car or wherever you may be. Randy Young here along with the big herd himself, Jamie Majors, Brian Davis, Bryce Young, the tech master himself, Casey Massey back there in the back, as we are going to be talking all things Yellow Jackets here tonight.
Brian's return.
Yes.
It's been a month actually since I've been on the show.
It's been a while.
Yeah, welcome back, part-time.
So,
Well, I don't know about y'all, but other than Friday night football, this is the best night for me.
There you go.
This is where we get to let it all hang out.
Now, I'm not going that far, but this
Well,
this
other
is
than
fun.
my family, you know.
Randy enjoys his Tuesday.
But
Yeah,
I'm-
Tuesdays are,
I'm good.
Because
But
Jamie
I-
doesn't have to watch FSU lose. That's why it's the best night.
Hey,
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
that
but-
didn't take Casey but about 20 seconds to figure that out.
I'm going to stay quiet on that.
Yeah.
I mean, Auburn ain't doing that much better.
Hey,
we
look,
don't
I'm
talk
already
about this.
disappointed, so it doesn't have to change.
I wish I had that button.
Yeah, he was beeping us out a minute ago and everything.
For the better.
Of course, those of you that are watching on YouTube, hello. And those of you watching on Facebook, share the video. If you are watching on Facebook, share it on your page so that all your Yellow Jacket friends can be a part of the festivities. As
I'm going to share.
oh my gosh,
We have got it going on
Dairy
tonight.
Queen.
Greg Davis and the bunch has hooked us up tonight with the Reese's Pieces.
Casey Massey's about to spit his all over.
He's polished it off.
See,
Reese's
it's about
Pieces
half full.
cookie dough blizzard.
it's good, too.
As I would say it, a blizzard.
The Blizzard. Well,
But I'm telling you, it's good now.
the latte is a latte good right there. Isn't it good?
It's
Him
good.
and Brian won't sleep tonight, but it's
Oh, yeah,
all
well.
good, man.
Well, I got to have a little picnic before I go back to Tallahassee. So
How much of your blizzard's left over there, Casey?
Your
About
lizard.
half of it.
no.
I mean, it showed up
I
a little late.
saw the bottom of that cup a minute ago. There's no
Well,
way.
well,
there
I'll
was
tell
about
you this.
half of it.
This one is so good. I think I had this one the first week, but it's so good. So, just everybody, you need to go visit. If you need a cool treat, go down to Dairy Queen and get you one.
Woo!
And I still think the best soft serve ever.
Oh, yeah. By
listen.
far.
If you
no
just want a
question.
little cup of soft serve, go get you some of that.
And that's good.
Hey,
Sorry, Brian.
It's
we're
not
about
tra-
to
it's-
trade.
That's a good line.
It's
That's
not
a good
trademarked.
line.
Hey, a minute ago, I'm not even going to lie. I thought you asked Casey how much of his lizard he had left.
I'll fix this at it, bringing you.
Now
though.
listen, I like Casey, but I ain't gonna be asking about how his lizard's doing.
I have
We
not
ain't
been
going
back for 5
Where's
minutes.
the button?
5 minutes.
there. All heck is broken loose. It's witches' night, right? Is that what you're saying?
It's Witches Night out in Boston, Georgia.
See, that explains it.
And
Isn't it going to be full moon, too?
oh man, it's
Is
supposed
it?
to be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest moon of the year.
Yep, the supermoon.
Last night I walked outside
It was
at
bright.
2:30.
I thought
Forgot
that was that big guy bending over in Walmart's parking lot, but I guess not.
We have undergone chickens.
What?
We've got
Wait a minute, you've done what?
we've got chickens. And here I thought we had 4 regular chickens, and 2 of them started growing now. So we've got 2 roosters and 2 hens.
Wait, where did this come from?
Well, at 2:30 last night, it's cold.
What? At 2:30, you're sitting there worrying
It's
about your
cold.
chickens?
Well, it's cold.
Okay.
So I had to go back there and take the turn the fan off, and put the light back on.
On the
They
chickens?
heat. Yeah.
What in the world?
But anyway, you know,
we're 5 minutes
it's-
into it, Brian. You
it's
good?
Hey, you
another-
just want to do like a road trip?
it's
a road
another
trip
thing
story night?
that kids bring into your life.
Right.
I'm sure that you guys have stories about stuff your kids
Oh, we
have brought
got
into
oh,
your
yeah,
life.
yeah, no question.
I mean, dented doors and stuff like
No,
that.
no doubt. No doubt.
Hey,
There was
Brian?
chicken involved in that one, too.
It was a chicken box. Most
Brian,
expensive
you
chicken
got
box
that.
ever.
You got all that to look for, Bryce.
It's already started.
just
Yes,
started,
sir.
bro.
Just
In case
here.
it's coming, bro.
So, okay, now whose chickens? Is it Gracie's?
It's
or-
Gracie's chickens.
Okay.
If they were Eli's, he would have killed them and ate them.
Yeah, that thing would have been the Bainbridge
man.
Seagull.
going to KFC.
But Gracie called me this morning. She said, "Dad, all 4 chickens are over in the neighbor's yard." And I said, "Well, if they're chicken boxes later, I'm sorry."
That should be a country song. The chickens are in the neighbor's yard.
Jeez.
All
But
right,
anyway,
Lakeisha,
awesome
Esther,
stuff.
appreciate it. Again, we're 5 minutes into this, and everything has just gone completely sideways. But it's all good.
It's been 2 weeks though.
I know you're
Everybody's
a lot to talk
jacked
about.
up.
Yeah, a lot
Everybody's
to talk
ready.
about. Witches night, the chickens. I thought you were going to start sacrificing them or something. I didn't know where we were scratching somebody with
Oh
them.
Lord.
Monkey start jumping around.
That's in
Those
Bainbridge.
three-legged monkey.
That's in Bainbridge.
Yeah, they do.
Oh my gosh. Well, since the last time we saw you guys or talked to you guys, and again, if you're watching on Facebook, share the video on your page and invite all of your Yellow Jacket friends to be able to participate. And again, if you're on YouTube, again, we appreciate you guys being here. If you got any questions or comments, be sure to share them. Since we talked last, Thomas County Central took care of veterans, 61-10. Very solid performance all the way around. Jalen Johnson had his best passing night of the year. 407 yards, I think.
That's
5
about right.
touchdowns. Ended up with right at 600 total yards.
I think won that player of the week thing.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
I'll be
For
honest
the-
with you, it feels like it's been a month. I almost forgot the score of the game.
Yeah, it's been
And
a while.
and to let everybody know that it's still cleaning up after the storms.
Yep.
God, we've had our share.
Yep.
The Georgia High School Association voted to move the season back a week or 4?
4 to week.
4 to week.
4 to week.
So that Thanksgiving break that
Everybody
we
was
were
gonna
going to get, that's gone. We scrubbed out.
Okay,
So-
I didn't hear that. That's good.
but they voted to do that because of so many games that were canceled or had to be moved. So,
Yep.
and they're still, from what I understand, up around coffee and stuff is still a mess.
Well,
in
Valdosta just went back to school. I mean,
and
this week.
Valdosta State is still doing classes online.
Yep.
Wow.
Well,
It's a
Valdosta
mess.
High School, the broadcasting teacher over there and I have been in communication with each other. They have literally just got power back on in the school.
Wow.
Yesterday. And anyway, we are. If you're watching this and you're over in that area, or if you happen to be up South Carolina, North Carolina, our thoughts are with you.
Absolutely.
I know there's a bunch of folks that are putting together clothes drives and things. I mean, they had snow up there night before last, snow, and you got there when you're reading social media posts where they're asking for people to donate tents.
Yeah.
That tells you
Yeah.
just how desperate
it
the
is.
situation
Yep.
is for so many
Blankets
people.
and long sleeve shirts right now.
So
I think.
we are thinking about y'all. And again, there's a lot of folks. I know my good friend Bill Seiseloff, Brian's dad, took a load of stuff up to North Carolina. Forts and Rumble here locally flew a plane full of stuff. Tommy Patel sent a semi full of water.
Whoa,
And anyway, there's a lot of folks doing a lot of stuff. Our thoughts or prayers are with you guys.
Absolutely.
honest to goodness.
Absolutely.
When I was in Blue Ridge, they were actually talking about taking their local sales tax and taking all that money that they would make over the tourism period and sending it up there to help those towns too.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. Everybody's coming together. You know, it's a good thing to see. You hate
Absolutely.
how everything is going on for them, and they're in our prayers for sure. But it's crazy how long it takes when you get affected for something like
Oh,
that,
man.
and when everything that it affects.
Yep.
You know, life just doesn't. You know, for us, it just moved on because it didn't hit us. But for some people, it just stopped completely. So,
Well, and to the folks' credit up there, you're talking about some of the most resilient, tough people
Absolutely.
on the planet. So hard times is not anything that's foreign to them.
Don't get me wrong; it probably knocked them down.
Oh,
They-
yeah,
they
no
jumped
question.
right on up.
That's a
They
gut
jumped
punch,
right
then.
on up.
yeah,
that's a
But
gut
you
punch.
know, it just shows you how lucky we were. A 40-mile jaunt to the east
Oh yeah,
made a huge difference.
big time, big
And
time.
You hate to say, well, man, I'm sure our prayers got answered, but somebody's didn't.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So
Anyway,
it's
just
just a
tough.
tough situation.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to football real quick.
Football.
Right now, we're in the home stretch of the regular season, which is really hard to believe. You got 3 games left in the regular season. Right now, Lee County, as far as our region is concerned, is in the driver's seat. Unless they stub their toe somewhere against Houston County, or I think they may have Northside still left. I'm not sure, but Lee County's in the driver's seat.
Well, I mean, when it comes down to it, Lee is undefeated in the region. The only other team that's undefeated in the region is Houston County at the moment.
Yep.
And they haven't played each other, obviously. and they won't play each other, I believe, until the last week of the season.
That's right.
So that's kind of all accumulating to a hit. So the next week when we play Houston, obviously that'll be a huge game for everybody.
And you got Houston and Coffee tomorrow night.
Right.
Some pages will unfold this weekend.
Yeah, I agree.
Big time.
I agree.
Big time. But right now, it's kind of a log jam as far as that number 2 spot is concerned.
Yeah, resume wise, there's a clear cut number 1 at the moment.
Yep.
But-
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've done everything they've had to do.
They have earned it. But we knew going into this season that this region was going to be kind of like the mini SEC. Yep. And your goal was to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, well,
that's the goal.
And here's the way that works. Okay, you got to win 3 to be in with no help.
Yep.
You win 3, you're in with no help, and you know you're in somewhere. You can win just 2 and get in, but you need help. And if you win 4, you control your own destiny, obviously. Yep. So that's kind of where you're at. It just goes to show how important each region win is.
Yep.
I mean, it really does.
And the Northside game tomorrow night, Northside is one of the traditional powers in the state. They are struggling this year, though. There's no way around that. And where they're struggling is on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, not horrible, but offensively, they are just having a hard time scoring points. And Coach Rogers, and we're going to talk to him in just a little bit, shared with me yesterday that when we see him on the field warming up, our eyes are going to be open because we're going to go, okay, this is a really good-looking football team. He says, on the hoof, as Coach Pilcher used to put it, there's as solid a look as we've had.
Yeah.
So hopefully, again, they just won't get it all put together tomorrow night. Let's see here.
I know Eli was telling me that they've got a nose tackle that's a sophomore that's really, really, really good.
Yeah, their defensive line and linebackers pretty
They've
sporty.
got two players committed to Georgia off this team.
Northside?
Northside does.
Okay.
So Eli said they're really good, but he said they're just really young.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, something somewhere is out of
something
whack.
needs tweaking.
Yeah,
And we know how good they have been.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, people forget, and we're going to do our flashback here in a little while, where we're going to go back to the 2022 game, which was the first game that Thomas County Central had ever won against Northside. But hopefully, again, our guys will take care of business, and we will roll into this last 1/3 of the regular season and get ourselves some momentum heading into the playoffs. But do not fret, all the Central folks, about not having the region championship in your hip pocket. The main thing is you just want to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to be A-okay, I promise you.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yep.
Let's see here real quick. I want to mention this before I forget. Last week was Charlie Ward Jr.'s birthday, and 54 years old. And if you do not have this book, it is called The Athlete by John Finkel. John is a good guy from up in New Jersey, and he did a fantastic biography of Junior from, really the beginning of his life all through his athletic career with the Knicks and with the Houston Rockets and on his Florida State days and his days here. And if you have not read this book, I really encourage you to go on Amazon and look it up. It's called The Athlete, Greatness, Grace, and the Unprecedented Life of Charlie Ward. It is a really good read, and there is a lot of Central Yellow Jacket stuff that's in there that I think you'll get a kick out of. And, of course, there's no better representative of Thomas County than Charlie Ward Jr., and I'm sure that as far as the athletic world is concerned, I think he's probably one of the 2 or 3 most gifted athletes I've ever seen.
Ever.
And I don't care what level you're talking about.
Yep.
Just a freak of nature, as I think Justin Rogers may be calling
Okay.
in. Let's see what Coach has got going on. Coach Rogers. Justin Rogers?
Yes, sir.
There he is. How you doing, man?
Good. How about y'all?
We're doing good. Just sitting here talking some Yellow Jacket football, man.
There you go. Good subject.
Very good subject. Very good subject. First off, how are you?
Good. Doing good. Enjoying this nice weather like everybody else is, I'm sure.
Yeah, golly, it's football weather, isn't it?
Oh, ain't no doubt. We're getting spoiled with it right now. I'm afraid it ain't going to stay long.
Yeah, well, let me ask you something now. I meant to ask you yesterday, have you started growing your beard back yet?
No, that's November.
Okay.
It actually started back in college. Head Coach Dudley, who's on staff, he was part of it. We started doing this in college and the old no shave November.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got into coaching, I kept doing it. I just always did it. So then, you kind of you know how all coaches are superstitious a little bit. So I'm growing that beard, and all of a sudden you get in the playoffs, and you're playing good. And you're like, well, I ain't gonna shave it, and so you just let it keep growing. So, the couple times we've been blessed to play into December, you just let it roll, baby.
There you go. There you go. Well, let's go back a couple of weeks, Coach, and kind of fill the fans in on how you felt about the Veterans game. But solid performance overall, seemed like.
Yeah, no doubt. I thought our kids played really crisp and played with a good passion and energy. I was really excited to see us move the ball in the air and throw the ball very efficiently. I thought Jalen just had a phenomenal night. I mean, probably a record-setting type night. Just played really, really good there. Defensively was it was a very solid performance, and they've been solid, steady all year. Really, they've really played well, and so no, I think overall just a really good game.
Yeah, and as you mentioned with Jalen, 407 passing yards, 5 touchdowns. He was really, really sharp. Of course, the offense overall, everybody played really, really good. I thought your offensive line did a real good job protecting him too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, you don't throw for that amount of yards if you don't got a supporting cast.
Yep.
And so there was definitely a supporting cast between the receivers and the O-line there to kind of put that thing together for sure. And like I say, that's got to be one of the biggest nights passing us, one night in Central. I mean, it's got to be at least a top 5 night.
Yeah.
And so that's impressive.
And it sounds like with Northside, we're going to see the ball aired out probably a lot more than we're used to seeing with this bunch, at least based on what I'm hearing.
Yeah, no doubt. Now they're one that'll throw it. They're gonna throw it about 64% of the time is where they're throwing it at right now. So they'll test our secondary, and veterans, hit a couple passes on us.
They did.
And so I'm sure they'll see that, and I don't think there'll be no reason for them to change what they were already doing, which is throwing it. So you're definitely going to see that. It'll be a great opportunity for our D-line, all right, because we played so many run first type teams. So that'll be a great opportunity for our D-line to really kind of work on our pass rush stuff and continue to see that part of them. But I'm excited about our DBs as well, just seeing them respond and continue to improve.
Coach, just wanted to ask you a little bit about the defensive front that Northside has. From what I hear, they're pretty big up there and real athletic up there. So their front
I can't
seems to be their
seesaw.
teeth.
I can't seesaw with them, man. They sit on the seesaw. My little feet will be dangling the whole time. And so they got a couple of one's like 6'4", 280. The other's like 6'3", right there, 275. They got a lot of size. And like typical North Side, this is just something they've always done. I've played them a bunch over the last 10 years, is they play a lot of D linemen.
Yeah.
Now, they have always been one that almost like hockey, they'll do line changes and just sub all of them at once. And it's something that Northside's always believed in. So they keep a relentless attack going at you, but they definitely have a couple that got really big size. And you'll see 0 and 90, the two big ones, they'll come in and play quite a bit of tight end for them as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it sounds like now when they're throwing the ball, Coach, is it deep stuff, medium stuff, short, or just everything in between?
No, it's usually a lot of, if you watch the Tennessee offense, which is kind of unique, you're going to see it 2 weeks in a row now. It's like that stuff, that vertical choice stuff that Art Briles made famous at Baylor. And so it's a lot of that stuff where they'll go to the single receiver, and that receiver's got an option to shut it down or keep going based off the corner, and that quarterback's got to read it. And so it's a run and shoot type philosophy going, and they'll do it to the twin side too, and kind of bring that middle guy to kind of hold your safety so they can kind of keep it on the edges. So they like to throw on the edges. You don't see too much across the middle other than deep shot post, and so they're just trying to keep everything on the edges.
Gotcha.
And screens, a lot of screens.
Okay. How are they running the ball though? I mean, solid, or they just mainly just using the pass to set the run up?
Yeah, I think the other pass at the run. I mean, they're gonna hand it off enough. You got to keep them honest, and they got a big back that kind of throws it up in there. It's kind of their running style. A lot of zone.
Okay. Well, one of the things I wanted to mention, Coach, and I wanted you to elaborate on, you made a comment at the end of the Veterans game that I thought was pretty cool about our fan base and how the Jacket Nation stayed in there till the end of the ball game, and even when the guys that were coming off the bench in the third and fourth quarters were on the field, they were still out there making noise, just like it was a 10-10 ball game instead of 61-10. And I think that kind of hit you in the heart a little bit.
No, man, that was the coolest thing ever. I mean, here we are in the fourth quarter. We got our young bucks in there playing, and it's a blowout game, and everybody's got every reason to kind of phone it in from that point on. And we'd hit third downs, and I swear it was as loud as if it was the game on the line.
Yeah.
And that's just cool, man. I mean, because that's real.
Yeah,
That's genuine. You can't fake that, homeboy.
Yep.
And so that's just, it was, man. It gave me chills on the side. I was like, man, this is so stinking cool. That it's just, I mean, and that's what makes Central. I mean, that's why it's such a special place, is that the relationships here, the people here, truly feels genuine and not transactional.
Right.
It's not a relationship based on what can you do for me. It is a true relationship built on support, love, and respect for one another in the county.
Yep. Well, and compliments to you, Coach, because you've done a fantastic job in kind of stoking that flame. I think the fans definitely kind of tag into your emotion and what you're bringing to the table. And again, you've been a big part of that. You should be very proud of that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying that for sure. And like I say, it's just
It's a good arrangement.
I tell people all the time, like, you can do things emotional and you can do things passionate. And there's totally two different things there. I mean, emotional,
Absolutely.
man, we act out in outrage and outburst and upset. But boy, passion, that's the good stuff in life. I kiss my wife passionately, baby. I mean, that's the good stuff in life. And so you can see the passion,
Yep.
the true just love and celebration that comes from our fans.
Kind of like Casey
that's-
Massey attacking a blizzard. I can tell you, Coach, that's passionate.
passion. That's passion.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
I know.
He's there.
But
Gotta
no
remember, I make
question.
stuff work.
That's right. We're not going to cut him down. I'm just saying that boy.
No,
that
baby.
blizzard stands no chance in here, Coach. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, ain't nothing emotional about that, baby.
Well, Coach, listen, man, we appreciate you giving us a holler, and we'll be out there tomorrow night, and I'm sure the Jacket Nation will be there loud and proud, just like always. Looking forward to another big night of Yellow Jacket football.
Heck yeah, man. Let's go pack it out, man. I
Take
just
another one
thankful
over.
for everybody. Ain't no doubt. Go Jackets.
Absolutely.
We need to go pack the Mac.
Pack
Hey,
the Mac. That's it. That's it.
Pack the
the
Mac
Mac,
with the
baby.
Jack.
he's been thinking about that one for a while. Coach. Just telling you. All right, man. Hey, Coach, thanks again, man. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Coach.
You talk about passionate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right there. And that, to me, that's the difference between Justin Rogers and so many other coaches, where it seems like that emotion for so many of them, and I don't want to say superficial, but it's just not really genuine.
Well,
And you can tell it.
I don't know if a lot of people know how to channel it like he does and be
Yep.
able to use it to his advantage.
Yep.
He don't hide it.
Yep.
But he's able to use that. That's what it brings everybody up. No, not just the players, but the fans, obviously, too. He has a good way of just using it to his advantage, and that's just one of his many assets. Is the fact that he's passionate. He's not afraid to show to show it, and when he does, he shows it in the right way to elevate. Not like I said, not only the team but the fan base as well.
Well, and I want to ask him what he did in college, because there's a lot of psychology that guy utilizes that's really effective, that just doesn't come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Martin is asking if the game is at Veterans Stadium, and no, it will be at McConnell Talbot. It will be at Northside Warner Robins Stadium, what I used to call the mountain range, because of the stands, which are straight up. And we will look like a bunch of Himalayan pack mules carrying all that stuff up that mountain to get to the press box.
Yeah, I've never been there though, so I'm looking forward to going.
really?
No, and listen, that is a tradition-rich place
wait,
now.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
It's,
See how
it's
in
cool.
shape you are.
You went to Wakulla, didn't you? When we played down there?
Yeah.
Down in
Kind of the
Wakilla,
sort of
yeah.
It's kind of like that, a little bit taller.
Yeah,
as
but-
far as the angle of it, though.
Yeah, if you do that times two.
Yeah, but about twice as much.
Yeah.
Ed Guerrera says that Eddie will be back this week, and that is
Awesome.
very, very good news.
That is very good news.
And Obadiah Farley says that this will be the first time ever at Northside Warner Robins Stadium. Now, it is big. Now, it's huge. It is a big old stadium, because, again, you're talking one of the traditional powers in the state. They've got several state championships under their belt. In fact, I remember a discussion not too many years ago, and I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was a group of guys that were in the press discussing the greatest high school football teams ever in the state of Georgia. And Northside Warner Robins team that had Ron Simmons and all the, I mean, they ended up averaging.
Had a big running back.
I forgot that he played there.
Yeah.
That went to Auburn.
Yeah, James Brooks.
James Brooks, I'm telling you.
They They outscored the average score was something like 46 to like 5 or 6 in every game. I mean, they dominated even the state championship game. And to this day, that team is still talked about. So it just tells you, again, there's some tradition there, and there's no doubt that they look forward to these types of games. And we have not done real well against them.
Yeah, historically, they've had our number. Or really, I mean, as you said, tradition rich. I mean, they've always had a good team over there, always.
Yeah, well, they won a state championship 2012 was the last time they won one, and they have been good, and they have beaten us handedly in the mid to late
in the last
2000 and 2010s. They had us.
Well, I remember, was it 2006 we went up there with DeBrell and them and played them in the regular season, and Cecil Hill forced a fumble that we picked up and ran in, and they said that the play had been called dead, and it ended up 14-7. That they defeated us, and that was as close as we came other than 2 years ago. Before we do our flashback, because we're going to go back to 2022 and that first ever victory against Northside Warner Robins, Dairy Queen. As Jamie was filling it up one more time, what's the official Jamie Majors Blizzard of the Week review here?
It's awesome.
It's pretty easy.
It's very, very good. The Reese's Pieces, cookie dough. It's the way to go.
You concur? You agree with
Oh,
it?
yeah, for sure.
How about you, Casey?
You even got to ask?
That
Did
Joker.
you eat the cup?
No.
Casey said he does not concur. Is concluded.
Well, I can tell you these lattes are real good too now.
Yeah.
Very tasty. So thanks to Greg Davis and all the folks.
And now you told me something when we were in the parking lot. You said that Greg went to some kind of.
No, I think that's supposed to be off.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
Greg's been at some schools
Yeah,
today or
yeah.
some kind of training today in Tallahassee, and he says there's some great stuff fixing to come. So he said everybody get ready. Save
Here we
your
go.
pennies.
Jamie said we may not be able to take a winter break. We just kind of keep on with the show.
Yeah, Greg, I'm really thinking now that the Swarmcast may never end. So it's just,
We're going to do it 2 or 3 times a week now is what it sounds like. Yeah.
Summer. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll call it the Dreamcast.
Earl Brooks making the comment that he's hoping we get a different set of officials this week.
Oh, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I'll say it for
Faux
sure.
shizzle.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. And Earl, I'll just let your comment sit and stand on its own. And I don't think that there's anybody that's going to disagree. Let's just put it that way.
We'll let it sit in the sauce.
There you go. And what is it?
Marinate.
A little marinate.
Simmer.
Little let it simmer. Little simmer.
We've for the past 2 weeks been kind of weird. Or the past 2 games that we've played.
Officiating.
It's been a little sketchy.
Yeah.
So
I think, though, I mean, and I'm not saying this at this particular crew, but I think that's been the case in a lot of places. Officiating in this day and age is a thankless job now, and they are having a really hard time finding folks who want to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I
And-
tell you, college ain't no better than
No,
either.
I mean, and I'm just to be honest with you, and if you're an official and you're listening to us, I'm just thankful that you're doing it.
Me too.
I
Me too.
mean,
and
and
now
I-
we can't get them all right.
No, and we're going to be critical as fans just because that's what you do as a fan. But at the same time, I'm very, very thankful that those guys get up off their rear end on Friday nights and get out there and do it, because otherwise we wouldn't have a game.
Absolutely.
So is what it is. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go back to 2022, the last regular season game. It's a region championship game against Northside Warner Robins, going into McConnell Talbot, and a team we have never beaten. And we go in there with a team, again, coming off of a tough season in 2021 against a team very, very confident. And this is what happened.
Go ahead and settle in. Region championship, undefeated season, all of this riding on this one. My gosh, who in the world would have ever thought you'd be sitting here? But this is another one of the Goliaths. There's no question about it. Northside takes it, steps back, throws it to that motion man over here. We're going to come up 3 or 4 white shirts. Knock him down to the 50. He lost 2. Desmond was the first one who came. Malachi the slide on the right.
I always forget about Desmond Jones.
Sam wants the snap, takes it, steps back, throws it across. There's Tyler, gets a little bit of a block, tries to get outside to the 20. Tyler down to the 23.
It can get worse the longer they're on the football field because they get tired.
Sam in a shotgun. Brenton on his left side, I think. Was that Sanders? I'm not sure. He's going to take it. Go to Brenton up the middle. 40, 45, Brenton, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Brenton down to the 25, down to the 22. Trey Brenton wants the snap, takes the snap. snap, goes, no, he keeps it, throws it across the middle, caught! There's Hopkins down to the 10. Snap low, set down, kick up, strong. It just hooked in. It just hooked in on the left side.
I thought it wasn't going in.
Sam with Sanders on his right hip, takes the snap, steps back, looks with time, loads up, throws it deep. TJ Sanders, touchdown!
Boom, baby! Boom!
In the middle of the field, and that's the first touchdown reception for TJ Sanders this year.
Heck of a time for it.
And what a time for that to happen.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
And we're all in white, by the way, as far as our uniforms are concerned. He'll run up to it, right foot up under the high, pretty deep kick over there toward the corner. TJ takes it at the 1, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25.
Come on.
TJ, 30, 35, 40. See in the middle of the field, 45, and then knock him down to the 46.
They drug him down by the back of his jersey, but TJ found a crease, Randy.
3-man right, a man left. He wants the snap, takes it, steps back. Sam double pumps, looks. He's going to have to do something with it. Runs left side, looks, throws it toward the sidelines. Colt at the 31. That was Hopkins coming back to his quarterback.
Good play by Adam Hopkins.
2-man right, a man left. Fulton on his right hip. Sam wants the snap, takes it, goes to Tyler, gets a block. Tyler right side, jukes to the 25. Tyler down to the 20. Tyler down to the 15, steps out to the 13.
He was smooth.
Good job. Tyler Floyd.
So quickly now we line up down at their 13. A man right, 2-man left. He takes the snap, goes to Fulton right side, gets to about the 10 outside. Fulton keeps his feet, gets blasted, keeps his feet. 5, 4, 3, gets knocked down to the 2. Now Sam brings him in. Brenton on his right hip. First and goal from the 3. Quickly wants the snap. Takes it. Sam's going to keep it right side. Can't. Drives touchdown, Sam Brown. Between right guard and tackle.
They caught him at the back end, but he just drug somebody through it.
Third down and about 7. Come on, defense. He wants the snap in the shotgun. He's going to take it. Step back. Look. Load up. Throw it long down the field. A guy wide open.
We got in front of it.
Back. D. Reddick. It bounced off our back. Steps back, looks with time, now with pressure, throws it long down the field over there, intercepted. There at the 50, down to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. We hit it, the ball, get him out! The ground. Sam dives on it. Hopkins knocked it out of his hand. What a massive play from Adam Hopkins. Snap to him good, gets his foot up under it, high kick.
Look.
It's going to bounce at about the 5, down to the 1. TJ Sanders, fantastic job. Down to the 1. Beautiful job. And we got down there and caught that ball, and we have pinned them about as far deep as we can on the field. The air. Ricky picked up 3. 4:47.
Here we go.
This is it right here.
Lead by 3. 17-14. Ball sits right on top of the 50. 4:40. 4:40. Yeah, counting down. Sam lines him up. 2 men left, nobody right. Sam with Fulton on his left hip. Takes the snap.
Two guards pulling.
Fulton to the 50. To the 45. Fulton. 40. Go, Ricky, go! Go, Ricky, go! 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2. Touchdown! He got in! Ricky Fulton.
The Joker.
50 yards off the right side. He kept his balance. Somebody hit him at about the 45. He kept his balance and went right side, and then somebody hit him at the 5, and he pulled through it.
I wish we would eat more clock, but I'll take the points.
It's 23-14. Oh my! Hudson's going to keep it. I guarantee you. Takes the snap, steps back, looks with pressure. We hit him, and eat him up. Rebels, the Predator. A loss of 7. 4th and 9. He lines him up. 115, 113. He wants the snap. Takes it straight back. Looking with time. Now with pressure. Throws it toward the sidelines. Intercepted! TJ Sanders! And they're 38. And our 38. I know. And listen to the crowd come up. Sam in a shotgun for what should be the last snap of the game. Takes it, goes to a knee, and that should do it. Thomas County Central wins the Region 1 6A championship. Not 4A, 6A. Although you're the Region 1 4A champs too, because you beat both Bainbridge and Cairo, and you have run your record to 10-0, and now will be hosting in the first round of the state play. Can you believe this?
Somebody was giving that horn.
Yeah, I hear that horn. Must have been Mike Fallon.
You can say now, then y'all watch out because them Yellow Jackets
Are back.
are back.
That's pretty cool stuff. And, that particular night, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I felt good about our chances, but just based on history, you're just kind of thinking, okay.
Never done it before?
Yep, never done it before.
Well, and here's the crazy thing about that whole situation was the week before, Northside shocks Lee County.
Absolutely.
That was last-minute fashion. I mean, Lee County had the thing won, and things just didn't go their way, and Northside was able to score.
Quarterback fumbled or something.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like taking
Trying to run the clock out.
Yeah.
And Northside scores and sets it up for the next week. It would be a region championship. When we won that game that night, I forget who we played. We were thinking, okay, we pretty much got the region championship in the bag because at the time Lee County was winning, and if they had won, we had the tiebreaker over Lee.
Yep.
We were automatically, and then it went from that to now we got to play another game, and if we didn't win that one, we were going to be the 3 seed.
That's right. Yep. Well, we took care of
Don't
business.
think that hadn't bit us before.
Oh yeah,
Oh, my
yeah.
gosh.
I remember going to where our film kids said they seen the mountains.
Yeah, at Harris County.
At Harris County. And I remember going up there and couldn't figure out why the heck the night Adam got hurt.
Yep.
Why they tried to keep scoring. Harris kept trying to score, and I was thinking, why ain't they running the clock out?
Right.
But they had tracked down what they needed points-wise
Yep.
to win the region.
Yep. And we didn't think it was even possible,
And
but it was. And that knocked us from a 1 to a 3.
Yep.
yeah, and was Rogers there?
He may have been. I didn't think about
I
that.
know
He may have been at
I know
Griffin at
Coach
that time.
Rogers when we played Harris for the region championship here.
Yep.
He was with them.
Right.
So I think that's the night he fell in love actually with being a Yellow Jacket.
Yep. Yep.
Because he said if he ever could get a chance, he'd come here.
Yep.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
How about some elite
Thank you,
names right there,
Packers.
though?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And not to knock anything, we've been doing recently, but those are the guys that started all this.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Can't thank them enough.
Lakeisha Esther says that look at Sam, a great QB needs an all for Lakeisha. He's going to be walking on at Georgia Southern this spring, and I think Sam's going to make some noise over there. And in this day and age, if he does well there, there's no telling what doors may open for Sam Brown. Brian Gibson, she said that Ricky Fulton's also doing great at the next level. He is. He's doing really good. Brian Gibson says hello from Alaska. Lovely 38 degrees and windy today. We're not too far behind you,
I was
buddy.
about to say.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly here too. I bet you it's probably in the low 50s, close to upper 40s right now.
But not as chilly as this Dairy Queen latte.
There's a segue for you.
Not as good as this Dairy Queen Blizzard.
And Casey says you can say that again. Where's that cup? You ate the cup? Is that what you
Somewhere
did?
else somewhere.
I was just kidding.
I'm kidding too.
So I get my Georgia high school email every
The Georgia High School Football Daily thing.
the daily thing. If you don't have it, you need to subscribe to it. It's awesome. You want to figure out where you think your team ranks
Yep.
in the state in your class.
Yep.
Hey, you just dial in there and
Yep.
find everything you need to know.
Gives you a lot of information about other teams too.
And a lot of information about other schools. And what he does is helps Bryce comes up with the 5 games of the week.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and Brian Gibson was asking just a minute ago our thoughts on Houston and coffee, and we'll offer that in just a little while. I will say this though, I was reading, and in fact, you and I were talking about this. In that Houston coffee game, the Maxwell rankings, Lauren Maxwell, who does all the stuff for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, coffee is picked to defeat Houston by 26 points,
Really?
Wow.
which makes no sense.
Hey, and not only that, but it's not like it's a high scoring effort. It is a low scoring where Houston has what? I think they said less than 15 points or something. It was weird.
Yeah, very
Well,
weird.
I mean, this year, Coffee, when they've played, I'm going to say played reputable teams, they haven't scored more than 30.
Yeah, their offense is not really.
I mean,
been
they've
on
I
fire.
think they scored 50 and 40 once or twice this season, but like where they won it 20-17.
Oh, they've been in some boogers now.
Yeah.
They've been in some fights.
The Gadsden County was another one too. That was relatively
Yeah.
not high,
I just
but
don't
but they
agree.
had
I just don't agree with
Houston scoring less than 15 in that.
Yeah,
that
but-
was the crazy thing there.
Yeah, but I don't agree that there's a 26.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. By the way, let's say hello to Casey's mom, Elaine Massey, listen down in Jacksonville, and I assume that Kyle's listening.
Yeah. I
So,
would assume
hey,
so.
Kyle. Yeah, the girls' flag football team has a home game. We're going to get into the flag football stuff here in just a second. In fact, let me go ahead and do that. Congratulations to Coach Parkerson and the girls. They got their second win of the season. They defeated Northside 27-7 the other day, and then they lost to Houston County in double overtime, 13-6.
Wow. We're competitive now.
No question,
we're
man.
competing.
And that's all you can ask
awesome.
for in your first year of doing something.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think they may be even a little more than competitive. I mean, they're
Speaking of which, too, softball hits the road. They're already in where they're playing. I think they got to play Jackson County tomorrow night. It's another team anyway. We got the third seed when everything come out of the wash.
up toward Atlanta somewhere.
Yeah, we got
so
play. It's
now-
actually Buford, whatever city Buford's in.
Now, will this be like a little mini regional?
So this is
or
a
something?
best of three series. They changed it back
But
for
ain't
whatever
there-
reason.
So
Only
okay, so
only the lower classifications are playing in like that pseudo regional thing.
Okay, okay.
And I don't know why. Last year,
It worked.
I thought it worked fine because it cuts down travel too. But
Yeah.
anyway, so last year that our classification did it. This year they decided to go back to a 3-game series. So now we're in a 3-game series, and it'll be best of three. So we're a third seed playing a 2 seed, and we play 2 tomorrow. The if game on Saturday.
who we playing?
Like I said, I think it's Jackson.
Jackson County.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
At least I can find out.
No, I think that's right.
Okay.
But I want to shout out some of the girls on the flag team. Kate Thedford threw for 88 yards with 2 touchdowns. Sage Butler, 80 yards and a touchdown. Lexi Freeze had an interception, 7 tackles. And Zakaria Hightower had a bunch of tackles as well. They will play over in Moultrie against Colquitt County and Valdosta on October 22nd. But as Chester, number 24, the man Hightower, has just shared on Facebook, home game on the 29th. And
Okay.
we need to show up. Again, that the energy and passion that Coach Rogers talks about with the Jacket Nation, we need to share it with these girls because they are doing a little bit more than just representing us now. I mean, they're winning,
Absolutely.
and that's pretty cool.
And that will be at the middle school.
Middle
Right,
school
that's
soccer
right.
field.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. So you take a couple of hundred folks or a couple of hundred horns, wink, wink, and put them in that middle school stadium.
Wow.
You're rocking the place now. That'll be fun.
I'm announcing for those this year, so
Awesome,
yeah,
awesome.
I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, out of curiosity, how big is the field? They probably don't play on the full field, do they?
it's a full soccer field, so it's 100 yards, but actually
Okay.
a little over.
It's marked off different.
But it's marked off in 20 increments.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
and
it
they
is.
play on what, an 80-yard field.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's right.
So you would think as the announcer, I'd be more brushed up on
Well,
it. Maybe
the
that's
end
something I need
zone's
to
a
do.
little deeper.
Yeah.
and the
think it
first
goes-
ends.
50 or yes, 50.
Talking to Mike, so they can hear you.
But I think it comes like you said in increments. I
think it's 20.
The way the field is set up.
Does it
is
go
a little
30?
different.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah,
we got
Chester
a
says that's right. So-
research department on it.
but it is different. But
Sorry
I
to
mean,
put you on the spot there.
the biggest thing that's different about the flag game is that there's no blocking. You're just kind of shielding or screening
It's
people.
a screening game.
It's-
Get in the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
But man, you want to talk about some speed?
We didn't really
Shoot.
I'll be 100% honest with you, and I think Randy will attest to this. We really did not have a true appreciation of it until we saw it last year in the state championships. Of course, we saw the best of it then, but
My
we were
gosh.
like the speed of the game, the actual play calling,
Yep.
and just the intensity of it was we really enjoyed watching.
Now Southeast Bullet can get it done.
Oh yeah,
my gosh.
yeah.
But
They
that-
got it down.
there is a lot more strategy than you would think. I mean, it's not they're not winging it. I mean, there are specific plays that I mean, these girls have assignments within the play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's legit. So, October 22nd in Moultrie, and then October 29 they will be here, and again the game will be played over at the middle school. So, we're hoping that everybody will go out there and support them. And Chester's girl, Zakaria, she can fly. I mean, she could run with any guy on our football team. I'm just telling you.
Well, I'll tell you what, for all you guys out there,
Go ahead while I'm getting me some latte.
the flag football game where the center probably catches most of your passes.
Really?
If you can imagine.
that's right. That's right.
He's your
Yeah,
check
he
down
did. Yeah,
dude.
he
That's
yeah,
right.
he knows about
That's
that.
your check
That's
down
right.
girl.
That's
man.
right. I remember
So,
Chad Parkinson talking about that.
You miss the screen, you got to get the ball to your check down.
Right.
That's your check down.
Yep.
So-
Interesting.
So you got one that can scat.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I think Chad, Coach Parkinson, whenever we were talking to him 2 weeks ago, he made the comment that he tries to get some of the best speed he's got down there at that center position, just because that's
Well, he said, or he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said majority of the time that's who ends up with the ball.
Kenneth Hurst asked what field in Moultrie. I'm pretty sure that is at.
Will they play that in the indoor?
I thought they played it actually on their field from the pictures that I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chester. If you know exactly what field they will be playing on in Moultrie, if you know that, share that, and we'll tell everybody because it sounds like some of our folks want to load up and go over there and.
I'm pretty
and watch
sure
it.
it's at their football stadium,
Okay,
at least
that's
from what
all.
I can remember.
You know,
the
I think
hog
you're
pen?
right. Yeah, I've seen pictures
Yeah.
from the hog pen of them playing. Of course, now they may, depending on what's going on. They're saying that it is at Moultrie's football stadium. Okay, so that would be at the hog pen.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, and that's what I thought.
Thorpe.
Because I had seen pictures of them playing somebody from there. What are the pick'em games, Bryce? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, we only got a little bit of, great matchups.
No, we're getting to the point of the season where there are no slouch games now, and all of these matter.
So we got Camden at Lowndes. They're both 6-1.
Okay.
Valdosta, undefeated Valdosta at Richmond Hill, 6-1.
Okay.
Houston and Coffee. Clinch and Irwin. Clinch is 5-1. Irwin's still undefeated.
Absolutely.
And Worth County and Bacon County.
Okay.
They're
Frying
both
some
they're
bacon.
both 4-3.
Okay.
Well, technically Bacon County's 4-2.
And
to be technical.
we are being told the state championship sign on 319 coming from Tallahassee is missing.
I don't have it in my trunk. I can tell you that. I don't.
Well, imagine that.
I'm just flat telling you what, redneck ingenuity cannot be beaten, because when these signs were put up, the folks that put them up said, now we have these special screws that you have to have a special tool. And I said, well, what about somebody just backing a truck up and snatching things? Well, we can't do anything about that.
They don't make a special screw for that.
No, so it's entirely possible that might have had.
I didn't think about
it,
it. Grinder.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, we will get that looked at, and I'm sure that there's there'll be a replacement coming from somewhere, and hopefully now. And if you guys want reproductions of the state championship sign, just let me know now, because the company that made the signs will make you, a full size reproduction. Right, Casey Massey?
Yeah,
You got
it's in
one.
my office.
That's a big old thing.
Do you got some explaining to do there?
No, this isn't the
No,
sign. This is one of the
That ain't the
plastic.
sign.
Oh, okay. I just want.
It's about the size of my office.
That's what I'd say too.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, good thinking.
Somebody got some explaining to do.
But you can get them in 2x3 or 3x4, which the 3x4 is the size of the real signs.
Things are nice.
Yeah, they're very nice.
I got one in my front yard.
Do you?
Yep, the corrugated one.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Yep. So just let me know.
Hurricane didn't even blow it down, though.
Hey, man, a hurricane ain't gonna mess with that thing.
Tough team out here. Tough team.
But just let me know. Just email me at ryoungtcjackets.net, and we can get you a sign. You want to go ahead and do the picks?
Yeah.
Well, we got to win.
I know.
What's
man,
the
I ain't
standings
even
right
heard,
now?
man, but I think
before we-
I've done
Before
bad.
I want to thank again Dairy Queen
Absolutely.
and Greg Davis and everybody. We had it was, what was it again? Reese's
And I'm gonna
Pieces?
tell you, when I went by and picked them up today, Greg, they was humping in there. They
Yeah.
was getting. I'm telling you, they was. I don't know. A school had showed up in there.
Oh, they were busy?
And, man, they were busy.
Okay.
And
I was worried about you.
I know you called me, and I was like,
I thought he pulled over on the side of the road.
I
and
started
had
to
all
call
of them.
Greg and say, "Dude, are you looking at the videos?" Because one day I walked in there, he says, "I see you." I was like, "Okay,
yeah.
man." but Greg and his staff doing an awesome job. They was in there just getting with it, man. They were really busy. So.
Ken Hortman commented, "Why buy a replica when you get a real one after midnight?"
Somebody
kidding.
had to say
Ken,
my
that's
deal.
on
kidding.
you.
He's
That's on
kidding.
you, Ken.
He says he's kidding.
We need to check Swap and Shop just to make sure that nothing's
It's probably up there for $1,000
Oh
or something.
my gosh! All right, Bryce. So the standings.
All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out there. I finally won a week. I'm
Well,
11-4
Here we
and
go.
one.
Here we
Good
go.
job, dude.
So Randy's still first, 27-7. Jamie's still second at 25-9. I've taken over third place from you. And I'm 23-11, and you are fourth at 22.
Well, see, when I wasn't here, I don't know what you were saying for me.
Here we go.
So I mean, I
You,
played the
you
fifth.
just trusted him, right?
Yeah, that was my fault.
Yeah.
You see, the Gators are bringing up the rear, though. You see that? You got the Dogs and the Seminoles over here. What's that?
Hey, we'll find out the last week.
I think the Florida Gators has actually won more games than the Knoll.
Yeah.
But it's all right. Hey, we got Duke this week, and that ain't
And
kidding
Luke
me.
Kromanek is going to be the starting quarterback, from what I have been told.
Kromanek.
Kromanek.
Hey.
The kid from Benedictine.
I heard that it's
Brock.
definitely brought.
You know, I got a thing sent to me today that said that.
Well, I know that Mike is. From
Is
what
that,
I've heard,
did Mike text you?
No, it was. I don't remember who it was that sent it to
I
me.
know that during the couple of booster things that he had to talk when he talks football for the week, that it's an all-out youth movement from here in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be.
Fixing to,
Should be.
he's building for next year, of course. Just we've
Needs
had
to.
some stuff that didn't pan out, so
Yeah. Hey,
it's all right, man.
how about that true freshman quarterbacks at Florida now for the rest of the year?
Ooh.
We got DJ Lag for the rest of the year now, unfortunately.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
he's-
he's a really great player, but you
So
know,
is Graham? Is he
he's
done?
He's done.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he
Towards
was it
ACL.
ACL.
God,
But-
but I hate to hear that.
On a touchdown pass.
The Osceola, which is an online FSU newspaper, saying that Kromanek will play. So probably Brock Glenn's going to start, but Kromanek will get on the field, and they want to see what he can do. All right, so let's jump in here and
All
see
right.
what we got.
Let's see. We'll start at Worth and Bacon County.
I'm Worth County all the way.
Yeah, I'm going Worth.
Yeah, Worth.
Okay.
What do you-
Easy enough.
What about you, Worth?
Yeah, that's Worth County's got a solid team, and Bacon County's one of those that, I mean, it's kind of bipolar. I mean, sometimes
In that particular region, their offensive production is one of the, if not the best. I mean, they're
Yep.
scoring points
Yep.
left and right.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that one I just kind of I had to pick something relatively geographically close. So
yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I'm
That's
good
cool.
with it, man.
I mean, that's
All right.
an interesting game.
Clinch at Irwin.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go with Irwin. I mean, they're still undefeated.
yeah, I'll go with Irwin.
Irwin, all the way.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
as
You
much
don't
as
want to fall any farther.
no, I know. I'm already bringing up the rear. I got to go back and fight back.
I'm just kidding.
All
No,
right.
you're
You
not.
could be cooking MCs like a pound of bacon.
hey,
Hey.
go play Crisp County
All right, we'll
That'd be a heck of a
do
game.
with coffee.
we'll do 6-1 Camden at 6-1 Lowndes. Who you got and why?
Woo.
Mm.
And why?
No, I'm just playing. You don't have to say why. You can just pick.
I'm going Camden.
I'll go Lowndes.
I'm going Camden, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because they 70 sophomores on that Camden team now that
Okay.
a bunch of them played last year as freshmen when they went to the fourth or right up to the semis.
Yeah. I'm going Lowndes, though. They're at home, and they have been playing really, really well. I mean, they had a shot at defeating Colquitt.
Yep.
I think Lowndes is maybe the surprise team in the
They are,
state in
definitely.
some
I'm
ways.
glad they're doing
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Based on what we saw from them, I'm gonna go Lowndes too. Just I think they're playing good football. I mean, I
Yep.
really do.
Very evenly matched, but I think it being in the Concrete Palace will definitely play into Lowndes' hand.
Yeah.
And then two, we didn't talk about it 'cause we hadn't been here, but Camden got run over by Valdosta.
Yep.
It was like 60 to like
Yep.
14.
No, sir.
Are you
No.
sure?
Like 63 to 37.
Was it?
They
Is that-
scored some points
okay.
on Valdosta, which
Maybe they did.
anybody hold Moultrie to 3 points,
Oh, my
they must
gosh.
have a good defense.
Yep. Yep.
So
But I'm going. So we got Camden, and are you going Lowndes or are you going Camden?
I'm going to go Camden.
Okay. So Camden, Lowndes, Camden. Okay.
All right. Undefeated Valdosta at 6-1 Richmond Hill.
dang, Richmond Hill's kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
Now, what really surprised me was that score last week, just 7-3. You just don't see football scores like that too often
Yeah.
anymore. And
With Colquitt.
that was a short enough battle.
That was like a Veer game. Man.
Yeah, right.
An old-fashioned 1960s.
As Randy would
Mitchell
say,
Baker versus
as Randy would say, two
Early County.
mules fighting over a turnip.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, boy, that would have been a rough game to have to call, wouldn't it?
Man, those are tension-packed, though. When they're that low scoring, because any play
Any
can win
play
it or
can
lose
win.
it for you.
Yeah.
And you say that. So a buddy of mine tells me, he says, "Look, it's 7-3.
Talking that microphone.
It's 7-3. Valdosta has to punt, or I'm sorry,
Colquitt.
Colquitt has to punt.
So this actually happened.
Yes.
Okay.
Colquitt punts to Valdosta. They get a 3-and-out. Deep down in Valdosta territory. Valdosta punts. The Colquitt guy catches the ball and runs it to the 15 with like a minute left, and they call running into the kicker.
Oh,
Said the best acting job they
man.
had ever seen.
Wow.
Gives them a first down. They take him the end.
Come on.
Wow.
Let them play, Coach. Let them play. But yeah,
Said crazy, man.
if it's something obvious,
If it was something that tried to hurt the kid,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's something
his legs
clearly
off
obvious.
the ground and he just
Right.
buries him.
Okay. But come on. No ticky-tack stuff in
I
that
mean,
part
and
of that.
Moultrie runs it down to the 15. I mean, they're in business.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay, so what have we picked? We picked Valdosta, and no, we haven't picked Valdosta.
No,
Richmond.
I'm-
Okay,
I'm picking
I'm going
Valdosta.
Valdosta.
yeah, I'm going Valdosta.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Richmond Hill is they're
Clearly
playing good.
solid.
That region really has taken off because you kind of looked at it from the beginning of the season. You're like, okay, Lowndes and Richmond Hill there.
Yep.
There has been no definitive en route on the playoffs other than Valdosta. Just
Yeah, the
being
only
good.
one that's playing looked like to me where you'd have to be to win a championship is Valdosta for sure.
Yeah, right now. But other ones at times have looked that way. I mean, every single one of them look solid.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So what else we got?
The other big region game of the week: 6-1 Houston at 6-1 Coffee. Kofifi County.
Is it at Houston?
It's
Kofifi.
at Coffee.
At Coffee.
I
Per
will.
Max Prep, so that could be wrong.
I will go first. I'm picking Houston. Too much offense, and it sounds like Lee. I don't want to say Lee exposed something in Coffee, but everybody's been talking about just how great Coffee's defense has been, and Lee puts up 48 on them. And Houston's got just as much offense as Lee County does, if not more.
Yeah.
And now I think Coffee County's going to score some, but I'm going Houston.
Not so fast,
My friend,
my friend.
you picking Coffee?
I'm going with coffee. It won't be the decaf this week. You're
Okay.
gonna get the real deal.
Okay.
They're trying to get their feet back on them from the storm, man. It's
gonna be a cappuccino?
I mean, a lot of them people, they're still struggling with power and,
Yeah.
and the things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
So I think this week they go back to the basics
Okay.
and
Control the clock.
they
and-
they'll win this game.
I'm
You
gonna
watch.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
watch.
I'm gonna go Coffee too because I mean they had high hopes of repeating again this year too.
Yep, absolutely.
So, I mean they want to get that taste out of their mouth, and I think they'll
Yep.
be ready to play.
Yep. How
What you
about
think,
you
Brian?
there, Kimosabe?
Well, the only coffee I'm picking is this latte from Dairy Queen.
Good segue. I love
Houston County.
it. Yeah, me too.
I think the little bit of air raid kind of just it picks on coffee a little bit, and now don't get me wrong, I fully believe Houston has not been tested all that well this year.
Yeah.
But I think Houston's offense is good, but it could wind up being one of those higher upper 30s kind of games, depending on what defense shows up for coffee.
Well, Houston scored 44 points against a good Warner Robins team. And, of course, Warner Robins won that game. But they've lit up the scoreboard against anybody they've played. And I don't want to say this negatively about Coffee. I think it's just a reality. I think they may have stepped up a little bit this year with the level of competition. And I think that last week was kind of a reality check in some ways. Of course, Lee County is going to do that to a lot of people. And they have done that to a lot of people. They're just a really, really solid football team. And I do think, again, Coffee's going to get their points in. I think they'll score. But I think Houston's just got too many weapons.
They're definitely not going to win by 26 or whatever.
No, yeah.
That'll be a good football game.
Should
Yeah,
be.
I think so too.
Should be. The last thing I wanted to mention to everybody, well, first off, again, tomorrow night, if you are going to the game, you can listen to the game inside the stadium on 88.5 FM on a FM headset. Now, I've had people that have texted me during the off weeks asking if there's some sort of app that they could use on their phone. That won't do any good because the 88.5 thing is literally just inside the stadium. It's what we use for Jamie to be able to communicate with us. He's listening on an AM/FM headset like you would buy back in the 80s. I mean, like a Walkman type thing.
It's the best time.
Yeah, there you go. But if you do have an AM/FM radio, you could bring that and listen on 88.5 inside the stadium. Of course, WTUF will have the tailgate show starting at 5:30. And
Hey, you can go online on the radios website too. But if you're gonna be there, it's gonna be like a minute behind.
Yeah, you don't want. I was going to say
But
now,
you can listen, but you're gonna be like a minute behind
Right.
what you're
Now, if
seeing.
you're betting your buddies around the campfire, and
it's fine.
You're good.
Right. That's right. That's right. And I've had people say that before that they've tried to listen. In fact, Wayne Roberts is one of them that said, I tried to listen to the station on the online. That just didn't work because y'all were way.
I used to do it
behind
on
the action.
Tuned In.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tuned In Radio, a little app you could get, and
It's just
I remember
enough of
It's
a
still a
delay.
little delayed too.
It is.
though.
it
It's about
is
30
It's-
seconds
Yep,
delayed.
Yep,
it's
it
a
is.
delay, and
But again, now you can stream it wherever you are. You can just go to WTUFradio.com.
Yep.
And there's a little button there that says listen live, and you can listen to it. But again, there is a lag from what is actually happening there in front of us at the stadium. But we'll be on live about 6:45 or so. It's a 7:30 kickoff. And big game. I mean, no way around it. So if you're going to be home, you can listen to it on the radio. Of course, the live stream will be available. You can watch it if you would like. But I'm hoping we got a good crowd coming up there.
I believe we will.
I'm sure we will.
You got any idea how cold it's gonna be?
It's going to be in the upper 40s is what I hear now. So, I mean, up there
Hey.
will be like 49.
Yeah.
I ain't never stopped a jacket crowd.
No.
I mean, if you can sit in Rome, and then you can turn around and drive back and sit in Marist, and it was trying to rain.
That's when the stalactites were hanging off the press box.
Yeah.
Not the
good.
stalactites.
They were.
I'll be dog.
We walked in. Randy said, "Look at them stalactites." I said,
Brian
I
said,
don't even know
what
what
are you
that
talking
is.
about? It's like the things that come down from the caves with the water dripping over 1,000
basically, it's
years.
like the salt coming out of like the concrete. 'cause
Ah,
it stays,
cool.
Yeah.
Limestone. Yep. Obadiah is asking what time the radio crew is leaving tomorrow. We're going to get out of here about 3 or so. Try to get on up there around 5, get us something to eat, and get to the stadium.
What's Miss Ashley saying?
She says Thomas County Central's Athletic Boosters Club is having an amazing fundraiser with Heritage Creek.
Oh yeah, sponsors.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, they're sponsors of our halftime show. Good people down there. They're really big into the pickleball thing. I know a lot of people are. That is your Thomasville pickleball headquarters down there at Heritage Creek. That is on Madison Street. And this hat right here, ladies and gentlemen, came from Heritage Creek. They're good people down there, and they are doing a fundraiser along with our Athletic Booster Club to generate funds for the Athletic Booster Club. And all you have to do is go to the link. It's on the high school's Facebook page. If you do want it, I can send it to you. But if you go to that, all of the stuff that's in that fundraiser is going to be specially made for that, and you will get it. And they'll have it get it made and get it to you. But that's just another way that another community source has reached out to us to be able to generate a little bit of funds for the Athletic Booster Club. Heritage Creek, outdoors, great people down there on Madison Street in the Pauley's Shopping Center located next to the old Pauley's Pizza Building, and our halftime show sponsors.
Well, Ashley says that they have cold weather gear too. So if you're looking for,
Yeah. Hey, they got good prices too, especially on the
this-
hats.
Usually, and people know if you buy a hat, a Richardson hat,
You
which is
gonna pay
a really
$35,
30. This hat was $15. I mean, I mean, just
Yeah, 17.
Yeah.
we need to do all that together.
yeah, good prices.
One, two.
Hey, Brian.
Get you some of that.
Ashley, I want to tell you. Ashley, I
talking.
want to tell you how much we appreciate you putting that out there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to try to get as much mileage as we can out of all of our.
Well, and I mean, it's-
we're trying to keep everything going, solid. So
Well, not only that, but I mean, it's time of the year to start thinking about Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're thinking about getting something for somebody that's Yellow Jacket, I mean, that's
Yeah.
a pretty good spot.
I got my ornament last year,
Did you?
state championship ornament.
Hey, I like it.
I was in one of the stores downtown during Victorian Christmas, and they had them hanging in the tree.
I'll be
I
doggone.
got me one,
I think I got one too.
but the store closed now.
Well,
I don't.
I got a big one too. It's about 4x3, and I found it on the side of the road in Tallahassee.
There we go.
Suspended in the air on the side of the road or on the side of the road?
And TPD, you can find him right here. That's it.
You won't even be able to see
put
the
it
Christmas
in,
tree.
You put it in your girl's car too, right?
Yeah, that's
On
right.
the back seat.
That's right. I didn't. It wasn't. That's not my car, sir.
We'll have stalactite on it.
Don't be talking about nobody's stalactites now. How you doing, Brian?
Oh.
No, here we go. No, well, the last thing I want to talk about, and I've had several people that have asked about this week, and there's a lot of chatter online about the Georgia High School Association considering redoing the classifications based on performance and not the size of the schools. And
That is gonna be
That's
weird. That's gonna be weird.
I'm afraid that's gonna be a horrible decision.
I don't know that it will happen. It is being talked about. But, Brian, you were telling me that it would be done sport by sport. It would, or it would be a blanket, or like a culmination of all of them.
Here's the best way to explain it. Each sport
Counts a certain degree.
a certain amount of points. Those points are collectively looked at after a 3-year period, and the top 5 in each classification, whoever has the most points. So if you win more in sports, you get more points. Whoever has the most amount of points in your classification, the top 5, roll up. The bottom 5 roll down. And so it's a flip-flop cycle. They would do this every 3 years, I think, for 4 times. So I think it's basically 12 years this will stretch.
So classification's out the window?
It's based on how you do performance-wise.
To start.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's say
Now, and this has not been passed. Let me say that right now.
this is all speculation.
This is just stuff that's been talked about.
And it's all according to what Atlanta wants to do.
Hey, and when you get done, I got a situation for you. But go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Let's say you have 3 sports. I'm just going to pull something out of my head. Football, basketball, softball. You win a state championship in football, that's 100 points. You win your region, but you get knocked out early in the playoffs. Let's say you finish 70. Let's say there's 100 teams. You finish and you get 70 points. Softball, you do really well in. You go all the way to state championship, but you lose. You get like 99 points. All those points are added up, and that's kept tally of, I believe, for like I said, for 3 years, and then it's looked at that period. And whoever has the most points in that classification gets bumped up. My biggest problem is, and I'm going to say it, what I don't want to happen is people that care about football more than anything else to say, my football team's going to be the best, but everybody else is going to
so
that we can maintain.
So we can play down.
You don't want that.
Yep.
You don't want that.
You want excellence at every sport.
Right.
Yep.
So, and I don't believe you should be punished for being really good at other sports. So there's to a certain degree I understand it, but to a certain degree I just don't know if it's going to work.
So it's every 3 years, right?
Yep.
You tell me what happens about every 3 years. You get a fresh team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
if this is the second or the last year before reclassification this year right now, if that went into effect, then this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Lee County. They're probably going to go really deep this year in football.
Next year.
And could win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they get reclassified to the highest classification, and next year they have a whole new
Just
team.
based on a good senior class.
Exactly.
That's it. That's right.
That's not.
And 2, here's the other part of the equation. Say, just as an example, a hypothetical. Say you're Pelham, and you win state championship football. You do really good basketball, do really good softball. You could be playing against teams with 5 times the enrollment you got based on what you. Yeah, I mean,
classed up with Valdosta.
And I'm sorry. I mean, you can say that's a fair arrangement. No, it's not. When you've got a school with 300 or 400 people going up against a school with 1,800 people, and they're in the same region because of their performance. No.
The more likely situation would be you would have teams like Brooks County playing teams like Cairo Bainbridge. That's what, because the way it would move, to jump that many classifications wouldn't really be feasible because it takes so long to get there.
If you're Brooks County and you win a state championship, and then you're real good in baseball, and then you're real good in basketball.
Yeah, they're good in basketball too.
Okay. All right. Well, 3 years go by and they jump up.
Yep.
Okay. Now they go to 3A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, heck, they compete really good there. Next year they go to 4A.
Then what? Yeah.
And I mean, then
again, you
it
got the
takes you
situation
3
to have a new
years
whole
to bump
team.
down to back to 3A.
Your success almost becomes punitive.
Well, and that goes back to what we faced when we went from 4A to 6A. We didn't help our case because we did really well in 6A.
Yep.
And so everybody kind of goes, well, there's a measuring stick right there of why. And so I get why they want to do it. They're trying to do as much as they can to even the playing field, but I just feel like it opens yourself up for more problems to be punished than you being rewarded with competition. I don't know. There's a whole lot more people smarter than me working on this thing. I'm going to put that out there.
They say they're smarter than you. Anyway.
Well, they got more degrees than me. Only degrees I have, that's 74, and that stays at the house all the time.
Thing out.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, sometimes common sense is the best thing. And right now, as far as our region goes, I'm happy with it because every weekend we're not driving across the whole state.
Right.
The only thing I don't understand, and I don't care what anybody says, the whole thing is to get everybody to where they don't have to travel so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's how
they
it
bump
needs
us to Region 2.
Yep.
So who do we play in the first round?
Oh, I know.
Region 8.
Yep.
south to the north.
Yep.
2 teams going to have to travel the whole length of the
across the
state.
Yep.
And 2 teams are.
Yeah.
It's you got to show me where you making sense.
Yeah.
Yep. In fact, we were talking.
If you want to really make sense, cut the state in half. Have a north and a south.
Yep.
Everybody plays down here, and at the end, we meet in Macon.
That's the way it
and
used to
we
be.
play for the state title.
It used to have North Georgia champions. Used to have South Georgia champions. It made a lot more
If you
sense.
want to save gas and you trying to put money back in people's pockets,
Yep.
that's what you do.
Yep. I don't disagree with that. In fact, I've said before too, I just wish that they would go to a thing where the private schools have their own classification. And if they want to choose to play public, you're playing in 6A because you're getting to pick exactly who you want.
That's right.
So if you want to play public, you're playing in the highest class, period. End of story. Otherwise, you've got your own class because right now there's no way to regulate. How in the heck is that thing moving? What are you doing?
I don't know, but whatever you're talking about.
I was going to say.
Making some movement.
Somebody's not happy with it.
Vuvuzuela over here or something.
His latte's moving a lot.
You know what? I bet it's one of those witches in Boston.
It's
Witches night out.
But to me, you're not going to be able to regulate equitably what the private schools are doing because they get to offer scholarships to kids to come in to be a part of their school. Central can't do that. Cairo can't do that. Thomasville can't do that. Brooks County can't do it because we're not private schools. So you got apples and oranges before you even start.
Oh, I got something. I got one for you. Say if you're Milton and Buford and
Wheeler
North
and all those
Oconee
folks.
and all those big schools up there in Atlanta, you're already playing at the highest of the highest.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you continue to be good?
Yep.
You continue to be good, and you never bump up.
Yep.
Right.
So there's no punishment for those folks that are already
Still
at the top
nobody
level.
punishing the people that's winning every
I
at
don't.
the highest
Yeah.
class.
with people coming and going in a revolving door.
So
enrollment-wise.
if I'm an awesome athlete, I'm telling my parents I want to play for one of them teams up
Right.
there
Yep.
because I know that I'm going to be stable.
Yep.
And the other argument is too is, okay, let's say these teams that generate all these points and they get they move up. My thing is how close is your margins going to be too with these teams making that threshold of the 5, the 5 top and the 5 below, and you know. Now, if you're on the bottom moving down, it's not nearly as bad because you're gaining an advantage. But if you're getting bumped up, and you're just right there on that threshold, it winds up because this is across all sports now.
Right.
These points are generated across all sports. If you do not so good in football, but you do excellent in basketball,
And baseball,
those weigh
and
the same
softball.
because they're bracketed sports.
Yep.
Now, there's smaller sports that are GSGSA sanctioned sports that don't count, like one-act play and riflery. There's a couple other things that don't count towards you, or gymnastics. But your bracketed sports all weigh the same. I don't like the fact that I feel like you're punishing some because others are good, and then it's going to be to where some, because we all know that, you know, in Georgia, your athletics or bread and butter is football.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Other sports will be punished because they're going to say, I don't want to move up, but my football team's really good where we're at right now. We just need to make this happen. And I hope to God that would never be the case. But you know, as well as I do out there, it's crazy how things happen. And I don't want kids being punished for wanting to play a sport. That's just the way I look at it.
Or are you going to go all in on one of them?
Right.
You're just going to go all in
That's
on
it.
whatever
Right.
sport.
And you open a door on, you know, say you're a Buford up there, right? Say you're at championship or bust every year.
Yep.
And you know, and it's not looking good. You got a few losses. You're going to sandbag and have people sit out and all this other junk to get lower and help your case.
For the next time.
And that's what you open yourself up to, and it's just going to be a mess.
Well, and two, now you know as well as I do that Brian says that football is the cash cow, and people are going to protect that at the expense of those other sports. The only equitable way to do it is based on enrollment. I mean, period, because it comes and goes. It goes in cycles, and those teams that everybody and their brother knows are out there beating the bushes trying to find players to bring them in. That's not going to change anything. It's only going to make it worse.
Yeah.
So anyway, but
I think we're all right just how we have it now. That's my opinion.
it's there's no perfect system, but I think it's and let me reiterate, this has not been passed. It's just something that has been discussed.
From what
it's
a
been
little
in the
bit
press.
I've seen, from what little bit I've seen, that's just what I can tell you. And I may be totally wrong, and I may have read the thing totally wrong, but from what I've seen,
I think you're right.
That's just where it's at.
Yep.
It's speculation. There is ways to do it right. I believe that once the multiplier thing was fixed, I believe we are where we're supposed to be competitiveness wise. We are closer in a region now than we could be. It's tough. It is tough because you don't have. You got so many rural parts of Georgia. You're not
so spread out.
You're not consolidated like you are some other states.
Well, you can go in Atlanta and travel 10 miles and go past 10 different high schools.
Yeah.
And here, I mean, again, you go between 2 region schools and it's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
And that's just not the case when you get into the really north of Macon.
Right. Yeah.
It's apples and oranges. But to me, the only fair way to bunch people together is based on the numbers of students that they've got in their school. Bottom line.
I got one more thing before we go.
Okay.
Some recruiting updates.
Okay, sure.
I'm curious.
Let's hear it.
So we'll go. Deontavius Cooper got an offer from Marshall.
Awesome.
And all this is while I've been
The
gone.
Thundering
last 2
Herd.
weeks. Artem
He'll help them thunder.
Corsigan, another offensive lineman. He got an offer from Duke, Marshall, and Cal.
Wow.
Here we go.
Wow.
Deuce Lawrence got offers from Arkansas, Georgia Southern, Marshall, Vanderbilt, and FAMU in Tallahassee.
Here we go.
Wow.
And actually, this weekend, Jalen Johnson is going to be visiting Georgia Southern.
Hey, okay.
So,
How about
man.
that? Awesome.
Wow.
And as has been mentioned, we've got a bunch of guys in school doing really, really good. Caleb Anderson's been playing a lot. I saw Reddick has been playing over at Troy. Jimmy Dawson's been playing a lot at Albany State.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky. And then Tyler Floyd's been playing. I mean, we got a lot of guys out there.
And Ty Brown, he's at Valdosta.
Player
He's
of the
done-
week
Yeah.
last
done
week.
really well. So
That's awesome.
Yep. So congratulations to all of them.
Charlotte.
What's that?
Adam Hopkins.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
he's at
UNC Charlotte.
UNC
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah. So very good time of the year. And this is it's football season. I mean, with the weather turning, it's not going to get a whole lot better than we're going to have here in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
Looking forward to getting it started. Guys, it is 8:15.
I love it.
What are we doing? Thank y'all for watching. Thank you, Casey, for wolfing that blizzard down and eating the cup and
We
everything.
gotta wait. We gotta wake him up. He's tired of our
And
rants.
thanks to Dairy Queen.
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
It's awesome.
100%.
Randy, are you awake?
I'm good.
How about you over there, Brian?
that coffee's going to get me home.
There you go.
Ryan said he can go another hour.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Casey even put his jacket on. I thought he was going to curl up over and get a nap
The
here.
dang
So-
air conditioner's blowing right on me.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the air conditioner.
Is that what that is? Is that what that? Okay, I was wondering. What is he doing?
So, yeah, nah.
Man, that's an air conditioner. Yeah, that's a latte. That's a phone,
From
and that's
Derek.
a Brian, and that's a Jamie, and that's a Brian.
And we're out.
All right. Thank you, Casey, as always. Bryce, thank you. A lot of fun as always.
Yep.
Brian, I'm sorry we embarrassed you. I mean, it's.
Now,
We were 5
Under
minutes into
glorious
this thing.
I'm breathing, ain't I? So, I mean, it's just the way it goes.
We were 5 minutes into this thing, and he was already going, what time is it?
I had him chickened out.
that was, hey, I tell you, that one caught me off guard. That
I
was
wasn't
good.
ready for that either.
That was good.
I may drop them roosters off by Randy's.
No, hey, I got bird dogs. They'd enjoy it. I promise you. There's labs that eat that up. Literally.
Car ride's gonna be fun.
That's it. That's it. So,
Yeah,
Jamie.
our
go ahead.
first good car ride for the year, too, tomorrow. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
man, we get to make some new stories.
Oh, my gosh. Road
Hey, I
trip.
went there. I went all the way up there last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were, the
We-
band was
I
playing.
was right there at the cookout where we ate when we went to Perry. I was trying to
Okay.
think who we played up
Yeah,
there.
it was
and we
Perry.
played at Perry.
Yep.
And we ate at the cookout.
Yep.
Oh, we gotta hit
I
up
stayed
Cookout,
in the
huh?
motel like 1 block down.
What's the restaurant?
I can tell you where we eat.
They
that
got a
next week.
Shames rib shack up there
Well,
now.
remember it closed.
No, it's open. I seen it. This movie.
Jamie went and checked it out.
Well, now, remember when we ate last year, that diner place that you got us turned on to? You know, you don't remember this place. It has the milkshakes.
Now that was at
But that's at Freedom Field.
yeah. We're not playing at Freedom.
I know. Well, that's what we're eating next week. I'm just
Oh
telling
yeah,
you that.
yeah. Oh, that's
Well,
cool.
where are we
Yeah.
eating? Where are we
No,
eating
it wasn't
tomorrow?
Culver's.
It wasn't. It's Freddy's. In.
Freddy's. That's it.
That's it. Where are we eating tomorrow?
Wherever we can stop. Hey, if we can find that place where I can eat that steak, well, I'll eat that steak. But I'm gonna eat a steak at lunch tomorrow.
Okay, you can double up on it.
Double up.
Where did we eat last time we went to the Mac and
That was 2 years ago.
See, I
I can't
wasn't
remember.
with y'all. You know, that's where you can.
That's
Oh,
right. That's right.
That's where the Suds place was.
That's
and all
right.
that.
That car wash, which
That
we
car wash
we
was-
won't go there either. Let's
I
see.
mean, it was on the sign.
Ashley says you better be eating that steak there, Jamie. So
I'm going to
he's
eat that
take care of
steak. If everybody wants to eat with me, I'll be eating around 12 o'clock at
Longhorn.
Longhorn
That's
Steak.
okay. That's all right. It won't be
I
as good as
thought the ribeye was good, but man, I've been getting that. There's another one in there that I done figured out is good.
Jamie's going to find something good to eat, and I can flat tell you that. Including that Blizzard. Thanks to Dairy Queen and Greg Davis. And again, thanks to the whole crew here. We're going to get out of here, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night on the radio. Y'all be good.